You are having some technical issue, like we can't hear you. You're not audible.
Hi, hello, good afternoon.
We are waiting for all the participants to join the meeting so that we can start. Good afternoon.
So,
Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll be starting with the conference today as everyone has joined the conference. So just give me a moment. Welcome to Eurasia Research online live conference. We'll be starting with the introduction of a company. Thank you for watching the Eurasia Research introduction. So we'll be moving forward with the PPT. So today we have the participants from 3 different countries in our conferences. And myself, Kushi Burman. Today I am the host of this conference. And now we'll moving forward. Welcome to Eurasia Research International Conference. Please allow me a moment to introduce Eurasia Research to you in a nutshell. Introduction. With over more than 1 million satisfied members and associates spread across the globe, Eurasia Research is a scholarly association who have been working for nearly a decade. Eurasia Research has organized several successful international conferences, workshops, and training programs at various reputed institutions and grand venues. Eurasia Research has tirelessly working for Eurasia Research World and have not stopped their endeavors even during COVID era and have presented research community with online platform which was safe and convenient method to continue their passion. Objective of our company. We are an international community of researchers, practitioners, students, and educationists who aim to bring together worldwide researchers and professionals, encourage intellectual development, and to create opportunities for networking and collaboration. These objectives are achieved through academic, networking, meetings, conferences, workshops, projects, research publication, academic awards, and scholarship. Some of our key highlights of our company are: we provide scholarship to deserving candidates to promote student and research scholars to participate in international conferences. Young research scholarship is provided in the form of a full registration fee waiver. We have vast experience of publishing papers for more than 7 years. Our associated journals publish original papers, review papers, conceptual framework, analytical and simulation models, case studies, empirical research, technical notes, and book reviews. We cater to more than 30 plus themes in the areas of teaching and education and have registered ISSN and have following re-owned indexing: Google Scholar, cross-check, authenticate, cross-ref, the Keeper's Registry, Script, Portico, Road Directory of Open Access, Scholarly Resources, OAI, PMH, Registered Data Provider, KPP, Index. We will soon be applying for Scopus 2. We have a wide network of 100 plus internationally acclaimed universities, journals, conferences, consortia, and institutes Sorry for the inconvenience. Am I audible?
Yes.
We have a large number of committee members and advisors who support us and guide us through their expert opinions and decision-making capabilities. We couldn't have thought of reaching here without them. We also encourage our participants to connect with more than 15K followers on our social media platform, where they can share their research and interest, join our Facebook group, and be a part of the discussions by researchers and academicians. We also have several collaborations with universities, colleges, and institutes to better serve all interested and like-minded intellectuals. With great enthusiasm and pride, we would like to request our participants to enjoy the benefits of our lifetime membership in just USD 60. We have over 10,000 plus members from across the globe. We would like to share some of our past participants' experience with you. Thank you for your patience and valuable time. Moving forward with the conference. I would like to introduce you all to our Terra President, Len M. Shelley, PhD Higher Education Executive, retired adjunct professor, Boston College, Chestnut Hill, MA, USA. Now let's see what she has to share with us. Just give me a moment.
I'm doing it again in London. I'm making that commitment to make that trip because I so deeply believe in the relationships and the bonds that are formed, as well as during the conference, getting to know people and seeing different perspectives rather than just seeing it on a screen. Encourage them to attend a Eurasia conference in general because I believe in the organization. I'm president of the organization, right?
Thank you everyone for your patience. Now we'll move forward with the eminent speaker. So I would like to introduce the keynote speaker, the eminent speaker, Vaishali Chaudhary, Department of Psychology, School of Liberal Education, University of India. So we'll see what she has to share with us.
Coming to the results, in the end factors, that there is gender differences between than their male counterparts, and students with research were found to correlate with equal subscale development. So there was a difference, and I was very happy to see that. The FG researcher faced some sort of challenges, so some of them are very common, but for me, specifically, mental boundaries, one of the variables in my approach, that variable is not a well-resourced consideration. Most of the research considering boundaries in this context was basically related to real life. So therefore, finding relevant literature on the context.
Sorry, we apologize. Like we can't connect properly because of some issues, technical issues. So we'll be restarting the eminent speaker presentation. Just give us 5 minutes. We'll be restarting the eminent speaker presentation.
Considered early psychological concept on how individuals perceive the research problem stems from the lack of empirical evidence exploring the significance of mental health. The aim of this research is to understand the impact of thick and thin mental boundaries on perceived stress among undergraduate professionals. Specifically, the study aims to investigate how regulations in mental boundaries relates to differences in between cities. So, coming to the results, in the results I was seeing that there is gender differences. The female students exhibiting fundamental boundaries. Then there's male counterparts. And students with more experience in places were found in relation to traditional subjects. There was a difference, and I'm very happy to see that. Every researcher gives family. Some of them are very common, but for me, specifically, mental boundaries for one of the variables in my research. That variable is not a well-researched personality language. Most of the research considering boundaries in this context was basically related to brain research. So therefore, finding relevant literature was the biggest challenge because my research was using it as a personality language to see perceived stress. But most of the research done until now was based on how it helps people. That people with thinner boundaries or thicker boundaries are easier, very easy for them to recall their dreams and ideas and how it is related to the subconscious. So it was very difficult for me to find literature that I could use to build the foundation of my research. This particular research was mainly about paper for my thesis. So my interest in mental boundaries as a variable was developed by early oriented followers discuss the value, protecting an organism against unwanted or harmful stimuli. When this barrier is permeable or broken, the mind cannot handle the nuisance and so I was curious to see what this barrier is. So as I started to do more research on it, it was found that this is something that partly find as bound. So I was very curious is that seriously the thing that we all have. There's something in our personality that can help us being immune to certain stress. I was very curious for that. That's how I started. Although I am doing my PhD and I'm just in second year of my PhD, I'm not necessarily into research. I have done my bachelor's and master's from psychology. And in psychology, I've been doing research since my bachelor's. So it's been a while. So I do have certain advice. First advice would be that while choosing area of research, ensure that you are interested in and serious about that area. So it's a very on hand all ages there. You might find yourself burned out quickly if the area is not up to your level. Second advice would be that make sure that the source of research paper is credible. Whenever you're reviewing literature, make sure that it's a credible thing that you're reviewing. And sections in the research where is methodology part, make sure you pay attention to that. That can help you plan out your statistical analysis. And there is a website that I like to mention, Connected Research. So if you want to find connected research papers while looking for papers to review, it should be website as it can map out similar papers with links. So this helps to search for relevant research papers more easily. Just insert a root paper in the system which is already relevant to your research and you can go on from there. Yeah. One last thing, while writing your paper, don't try to be perfect from the start. That is something I suffered from in the beginning. So sometimes striving for perfection while drafting the paper can prevent you from making progress or even start writing. To be free, keep things simple. You can always edit and perfect things. I had a remarkable experience at the research conference where the diverse range of topics and presentations was very insightful. The engaging discussion about how to be calm under pressure provided a valuable platform for knowledge exchange. The well-organized event fostered a collaborative atmosphere that is very thankful for that. The seamless execution by the organizers, methodic flows, and enriching the conference experience. I look forward to participating in future editions and continuing to be part of this dynamic Eurasia Research community.
We apologize for the inconvenience happened today. So we'll be moving forward with the conference as the keynote will be presented.
Manager. Ensure
So, as you can see, this is the conference schedule for today. So we'll be starting with that. Firstly, keynote talk, then team activity and photo session, then technical talk, and then first of all, rename your Zoom. Ask your question related to the presentation, the chat session, while the presentations are going on. All the certificates, receipts, and proceedings will be sent the participants within a week on their mail IDs. Proceedings will include all the papers and abstract accepted for the conference. So now let's move forward with the conference. Moving ahead with the publication process. The publication process starts once the registration process is complete. The authors send their papers, consent forms, and reviewer details on the email ID, convener@eurasiaresearch.info. The abstract and paper published in the conference book of proceedings online. Only the selected papers will be moved in our publication timeline. The review reports will be sent to the author once the review process is over. The final stage of publication starts after receiving the revised paper from the author. Please note that the publication process takes to 15 to 20 days after the conference. All the editorial guidelines are followed within the given deadlines. Thank you. Now, our first keynote speaker will be Dr. Noor Haneem Rehmat, Mera Technological University, Malaysia. Topic: Digital Technology in Education. How much have they impacted learning? So now let's see what she has to share with us.
Now we are used to be at all platforms. And accidentally the check I students can got access to the internet, making it possible that everyone can access and not giving the proper credit. Right? Yeah. Students require a lot of information, students may require a lot of information for the time with anything that whatever people do, this is what they set the technology gadget expects students' attention, right? Yes. WhatsApp messages and listening to WhatsApp, they could be sending and receiving messages. And in the traditional class, when you teach them, get students working and with the kind of tech that we have, get really able to detect whether we get the ugly decrease attention span, like it does, right? So we have to accept it, especially like paying attention to the short, speech, all right? As how technology makes us decrease our attention span, right? Because why? We have access to other gadgets that we be listening to one song can turn our attention, although not our whole physical sense and elsewhere, but we can easily, right? And also that reduce focus because we can multitask. We feel that we are able to multitask, but that are all things like that, right? Lower memory attention. Feel that the technology mobile phone, all right? Many of us we feel numbers because we are able to see numbers. Right, so we have lower memory attention. Expected people, it will affect how we present information. You can see it. Sometimes you may be surfing, looking for information, but this is what happens. That information is secretly another one, and another. In the end, you forget what we were looking for in the first place. It affects the movement of that. And unfortunately, when this touch and show the information, you find out that here, it is here, it is here, it is here. So the information is very shallow. That I know I can see, right? And we don't use it much because we depend on the technology. You just click and you get what you want. So it can create multiple languages. And because that analytical, whatever it is, right? So moving on, learning in the digital touch. So yes, so via online learning, okay, virtual mode, anything to take your average, and also it includes understanding the problem, make sure that you include understanding the problem. I know also that are very tempted to click for the answer to the problem, but I think that they can understand the problem first, right, and generate potential solutions, even if it's online, and for online search and evaluating the options, right? I think we should encourage them. Don't just look at things, just get things done and by the way, first answer the question. Compile them first, then generate a solution, and then compare, evaluate, and then key strategy raising the evaluation, problem solving. I think we can hold that knowledge with having right, that involving the night and escaping right. So right, communication, like just check it rather than maintaining mechanisms and expecting. And this depth, right? I like this. Are you concerned about the experience of the why problem solving? Problem solving. Problem solving. Right? Then, right, you need to practice it. Right? You can't just get a solution, one solution that you find online. We need to fair, right? Challenges, the goals, decision making and resilience. Problem solving skills, and we encourage them especially so during this virtual and we will identify the challenges and process and development. Yeah, so we stand and topic that is critical. Conclusion, analyze the problem, and find right, and then all acting in the communication in the digital yes, because I think it's done. AI is integrated. So we need to improve communication skills, maintain positive relationship, effective communication, when you can solve this. Improving how the benefit help to facilitate just people and your age, you can tell of it. Real and using the digital age for to have focus and when it's that clear active listening practice that adaptability more changes will take place and empathy. This is we the camera who actually feel empathy, right? We need to and we need to practice that. Choose the right channel, the right and bring the issues get to it. I think of the tone when you speak, practice digital etiquette. Your presentation matters, your tone matters, your non-verbal.
Yeah, then right.
All right.
It's so many.
And it gets video calls and
So thank you everyone for your patience. Now we'll move forward with the conference. Thank you, Noor, Haneem, Rahmat ma'am. Many thanks for addressing all of us with your informative, enlightening speech. Please put your question in the chat box. It will be answered by the speaker. So now our next keynote speaker is Dr. Eril Hemi Muhammad Adnan, the Mare Technological University, Shah Alam, Malaysia. Topic: dishonest and ethical AI usage trends in higher education. The case of postgraduate student. Abstract: this study investigates smartphone usage patterns among first-year business-related degree students at Malaysian universities, examining how these devices support and academic activities. Employing a 50-item online survey research design involving 229 respondents from 5 local universities, the study reveals the extent of smartphone integration within the academic lives of university students. So now let's see what he has to share with us.
To Malaysia on this very special Teachers Day year 2025. Welcome to the 2025 International Conference on Education and Learning Technology, organized by Eurasia Research. And I am humble. I thank you, Eurasia Research Center, for inviting me. I deeply apologize because I cannot make it with you physically, personally, due to being quarantined with my child with hot Asia family. So we are at home. But never mind. This morning, I hope to be sharing all of you a very important topic as part of the keynote. This is actually different from what I originally planned, but I think this topic is even more interesting and more current. So again, welcome to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, either physically or virtually, and you're with me, Iril, in this 2025 International Conference on Education and Learning Technology. My topic, ladies and gentlemen, kind colleagues, scholars, academics from all over the world. My topic is about this very, very hot issue that we have been facing and that we will continue to face going into the future, which is the dishonest and unethical AI usage trend in higher education. Focusing specifically on postgraduate students, and they are from Malaysia, right? But as I'm very sure whatever is happening now in terms of dishonest and unethical artificial intelligence usage, it's not only happening in my country, but I think it's happening all over the world. All over the world. Particularly when you use AI, large language model, LLM, to do your assignment for you, and you are not being honest when you are querying about it. So this is story that I'll be sharing this morning with all of you. So to introduce this topic, ladies and gentlemen, AI has, as we know, it has altered many domains and sectors, including higher education. And it is something that cannot be avoided. Just like how we use Google to search. When once upon a time we use, people like me, during our time, we use Netscape or Internet Explorer, for example, to search for information. And then came the time of Google Translate, helping us to translate things naturally from one language to another. And that happened. Okay? That happened very quickly, right? And before we know it, automatic translation, fast translation, virtually undetectable to the human eye. You can just put something in and then translate it. It's already there. So it's the same thing with Googling, finding things. Very quickly, you can do it. Few seconds, millions and millions of information can come out. So nowadays, right, AI is doing the same thing again, bringing this very big change to the whole world and many domains in many sectors, including also in higher education. Now, while AI offers benefits in teaching, its misuse. This is the problem with AI. You have the problem of misuse. Its misuse by tertiary level students for academic cheating, lying, right, is disconcerting. It's not cheating per se, but it's how we used to say our students love. Very easy. It's very easy for them to just Google things and then they copy and paste things, or the copy pasta way. Now it's the same thing with AI. Right? It is actually helping students in ways that are, how we should say, not very honest. Right? Not very honest. And students know this. And then this is the problem. It's disconcerting. Research continue, not just this research, not just my research and my team members, but also many other research. Right? Many other studies done by other researchers around the globe continue to illustrate, continue to show how AI can actually facilitate this honesty. For example, when students use AI content, from large language model, most famously we've got ChatGPT, using AI content to bypass learning processes. So when traditionally, when you do an assignment, when you work on your assignment, you help, right? You help yourself by studying what the assignment needs, go through the question, and you do a first draft, you do some research, and then you write, right? And then you improve on your first draft with a second draft. And then maybe your tutor, your professor, the person who helps you with your learning, gives you some input, and then you work on another draft, and then you submit. And every new iteration of your work actually leads to you becoming better in terms of doing your project, in terms of doing your work, and in terms of your learning. So this is what I mean when I say AI helps you to bypass, right? All these processes. You go straight to the answer, you go straight to the product, to the outcome, without even sometimes realizing how you ended there. Yeah, ended up there. So what is very clear is, ladies and gentlemen, most respected colleagues, friends, conference participants, Eurasia Research Conference participants, there is actually a need, a critical need for us to contain and to control this. So the impact of AI, large language models, and academic integrity is actually not limited to any single field. Any single field. Many countries, including the USA, Australia, and even Vietnam, reveal a trend of increasing AI assisted. So it seems like, yeah, no matter where we are in the world, we cannot run away from the problem of using AI, large language model. Okay. To rise to the challenge, my team and I, my team members, we explored the use of AI assisted cheating in higher education. And we focus specifically on one special group, which is adult learners, working adults who are studying, right? Business studies in Malaysia. Adult learners who are doing business studies in Malaysia. Right. Now, what did we find out? What did we find out? So what was the research about? What is the research? What is our focus? So this is our focus. This is our focus. So what we did, yeah, was looking at this. And this is basically the literature. This is the work that has been done, not by us only, but by others also, right? Looking at large language model. So this is what we found. So large language model has potential benefits. For example, they allow personalized learning. They help with accessibility and also reduce workload. So that's good. Yeah, good. Very good. Right? But at the same time, there are challenges. Some of the challenges include, right, in the red colored hexagon there, you see, also leads to academic dishonesty, right? Detection difficulties. Okay. Example, how do you detect? Because what is happening nowadays is, right? The model, right? The model, AI model, are getting harder and harder to detect. And there are also ethical concerns in terms of learning. So we also need to consider, right, for the future, what adaptive approaches we can take. For example, how to focus more on authentic, right? Process-based tasks, and also to help our students to become better users of AI, right, by giving them AI literacy training. So this is the story, okay? And this is what we want to focus on. Now, so what we did was we investigated by AI LLM usage Yeah, large language model usage, ChatGPT, for example. Yeah, and we have many more LLM. I think you know more than me, better, right? We investigated AI LLM usage among adult learners pursuing postgraduate certificates and diploma in business-related studies, yeah, studies at two private Malaysian universities. A mixed method design was used, starting with a quantitative online survey, right, followed by qualitative online interviews with 10 participants. So this is actually a good number. And what did they find out? What we found out, move myself out of the way. There you go. AI LLM usage among adults. What did we find out? We found out that this is the frequency of AI LLM usage for academic tasks. As you can see there, right? Language editing is the main thing that they focus on, right? Then we've also got assignment brainstorming, research summarization, first draft writing, content generation, and citation formatting. So this is frequency. Yeah, this is the frequency. What else? We found out that there is a correlation. Correlation between perceived ease of use and academic honesty behavior. The perceived ease of use was a significant predictor of academic dishonesty behavior, right? Explaining 26% of variance in dishonesty, meaning, because it is so easy to use AI LLM, to use ChatGPT, for example, right? To edit, right? To edit your assignment and to come up with points or content for your calculations for your project, right? So because it's so easy, this is the reason why, right? AI. So main things, as you can see that, right? Minor editing of AI generated content, submitting AI content without disclosure, using AI for prohibited assignments, assignments like calculation that they're not supposed to use AI at all, they use AI. Yeah, collaborative AI from engineering. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. What does it mean by collaborative AI from engineering? They work together, right? Students share how best, they can use AI to complete their assignment. And they work together collaboratively. And using AI for language translation, 0 point. That's good. Okay. Now, so this is the data. Right? This is the data. As you can see that 87.4% of respondents use AI. So basically from 100 students, you can say about 88 of them, 87 of them use AI. That's a very big number. That's a very big number. Okay. Top 3 AI assisted tasks, language editing, right? 90.3. Time and brainstorming, 7.4. Research summarization. You can just fill in a whole PDF, right? A whole PDF to AI, and then AI can summarize everything. Right? So just imagine if you are being asked a question about how to summarize a journal paper, it's so easy to do. So what's the strongest correlation? Minor editing of the icon. You perceive ease of use. This is the biggest correlation, yes? Right? And key finding, perceived ease of use explains 26% of variance in dishonesty. Because it's just so easy, our students will fall into this, right? Dishonesty trap. Okay. So how about the qualitative data? This is very interesting also because we found out, right? When we interview, then we ask them, there are actually contextual ethics in AI usage. For them, it's situational. So for these students, for these participants, for postgraduate, working postgraduate, especially people who are working bosses, studying at the same time, part-timers, part-time students, yeah, language enhancement tasks universally considered legitimate. If you're using AI to improve your language, it's legitimate to repair your grammar. It seems an ethical gray area. Because remember, these are business management, business studies students. Yeah, it's gray areas, but does not mean that right they don't dabble in. They don't dabble. They are also frustrated with unclear university guidelines because their universities don't use AI, but don't use AI for what? So it's not very clear. Yeah. So this is a quote from one of the participants: using AI to improve my English is okay. So that I can also write like the level of those native speakers. Yeah, very interesting. That they actually want to write better to be seen as the level of native speakers. Right. Boundary rationalization strategies. Very interesting. We found out that they justify elaborately extensive AI assistance. Evaluation of AI output is considered sufficient for ownership. For example, I prompted ChatGPT with assignment question. I checked, I read it a little bit. That's considered my work. Oh, very interesting. Checking AI generated content viewed as maintaining academic honesty. So according to them, if I read whatever ChatGPT says, and then I copy pasted it into my assignment, that's actually honest. I'm not lying. Not actually doing anything with it. You just read it, right? You just read it, but that's what happens. Yeah? AI is also equated to delegation in professional context because these are workers. Yeah, these are workers, people who are working in companies. Yeah. Yeah, they are studying part-time. According to them, in professional context, it's very normal to delegate tasks, right? To get delegated. People give you work, then you pass the work to people who know better. So now, AI is working for me, it's helping me with my assignment. What's wrong with that? I consider it my own assignment. There you go. That's the nice quote. If I check and evaluate what the AI produces, even if I didn't write the okay, cultural influences is one more thing that we found out on technology ethics. So cultural factors actually shape ethical thinking around AI. Workplace norm emphasize, especially in our situation in Malaysia, in the Asian situation, collaborative outcomes. Collaborative outcomes. So when you collaborate with AI becomes your partner. What's wrong with that? Collectivist values influence resource sharing perspective. So when one student knows how to write a good prompt, for example, to finish the calculation-based assignment, everyone else knows because that student will share it with the group. The personal ethical threshold, is tied to situational flexibility, very flexible, right? Ethics is very flexible, right? It's not to say that ethical, they are liars, because no, according to them, they are not. Right? It's very flexible. What I'm doing, if I check it, if I read it, if I share it with my friend, I'm not lying. So in Malaysian business culture, this is one of the participants saying that using every available resource to achieve results quickly and correctly is expected and rewarded, not questioned. So why question me? Why question us when we use AI? Okay. So there you go. Right? So we have this pragmatic flexibility. Adult learners balance academic integrity against practical life because they are also working. Yeah, they are also dealing with their family, work, and all that. So AI actually helps them. Right? They have to be pragmatic. Yeah, pragmatic in terms of their idea. And that's why they're very flexible also in terms of activity. So the correlation between perceived dishonest behaviors underscores the need for ethical framework. So we don't have at the moment ethical framework that work together with, alongside with technological advancement. So what is happening now is technology head of it. Ethics is just plain. Yeah, that's fine. There is a sophisticated process of boundary negotiation, wherein adaptiveness redefines academic authorship through culturally informed language, challenging traditional Western-centric integrity. So you have the Western version, but the Asian version is, okay, the emergence of contextual ethics. So ethics becomes contextual. Boundary rationalization. They change the boundaries. Okay, and pragmatic flexibility. So don't say that I'm unethical. Huh? If I check it, if I read it a little bit, if I change a few words here and there, it's still my work. Okay, so that's why they have it very flexible. Right? Reflects the unique pressures facing working professionals pursuing higher education. Maybe the issue is different if we talk to undergraduates, and that's my plan after this, to focus on undergraduates and see what they have to say about it. Okay. So to close, rather than adopting punitive approaches, trying to catch. Let's catch. Let's put all the assignments to plagiarism software or applications like Turnitin, for example. Rather than adopting this, trying to catch our students. Institutions must reconceptualize assessment design to maintain academic rigor. Right? Because AI is now permanent in higher education. Permanent. Our assessment needs to be changed. If we ask direct questions, simple questions, things that can be answered, right? There and then, right? So easily. Why are we asking that question in the first? Right? Maybe that's not a good question to ask. Okay. So as AI's capabilities continue to advance, the fundamental question shifts from how to prevent AI cheating to how education must transform and how lecturers like me have to change my teaching style, my assessment style, so that I remain relevant far into the future and AI, AI becomes a more permanent fixture of our life, higher education, and everywhere else, right? Just as Google has become, right, part of our life, AI will be is going on the same stage. Thank you. Thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you for listening. I wish you all the best and happy.
So let's move on to the oral presenter's presentation. Many thanks for addressing all of us with your informative and enlightening speech. Now, everyone, please turn on your camera so that we can take a group photo with everyone. Am I audible? Kindly turn on your cameras. Now, team activity and photo session. Let's proceed towards our team building activity. Sometimes we miss the opportunity of connection and linkage with fellow participants of the conference. This team activity is to encourage interaction among all the participants. One by one, we'll share the views and solutions on the topic of discussion, and also we will be conducting a photo session during the same. The topic of this how to unlock your creative genius, video credit and copyrights, Ronald.
life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. We are calling it iPhone. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use.
You clearly want to make some, so why not just make it?
I'm scared.
Of what
I don't know.
exactly? You just answered your own question.
Is there any limit to your ambition
No,
or any limit to what you think you can achieve?
no. Well, no.
It all begins with a simple yet powerful realization. The world around you isn't fixed. The structures, ideas, and systems we encounter every single day are flexible, shaped by the minds that came before us, and open to being altered by those of us here now. Know that there will always be room for whatever it is that you want to create. But the landscape is changing so fast and becoming insanely competitive. Because of AI, almost anyone can generate nearly anything with just a few clicks and no prior knowledge. In a world like that, there is only one way to truly stand out. Anyone can use the same tools, follow the same tutorials, and read the same books, but no one can replicate the exact way you think and feel. Your unique perspective is what separates you from the rest. That's your creative genius. It's the way you notice connections where others don't, how you interpret a scene, a sound, or an idea, all shaped by your past experiences. The goal of your work isn't to attain perfection. It's to share a part of who you are and how you see the world around you. The things that excite you, the curiosity that drives you, your values, emotions, and personal tastes all come together to mold your vision. This combination is what makes your creative contributions truly invaluable. There's simply nothing else like it. Think of your favorite movie, for example. It's probably the eye of the director that's made it so special and unique. Something that even the highest budget Hollywood films couldn't replicate because they would lack that distinct, irreplaceable magic. The same could be said about a song that has stayed with you and shaped the way you feel about something. That's vision in action, the artist's unique expression, creating a lasting impact that goes beyond words. But of course, vision isn't easy to develop, and there's no shortcut to getting it just right. Each piece of work you make is an experiment, a chance to test your ideas, refine your approach, and uncover what resonates with you and what doesn't. This process isn't just about building a portfolio, it's about understanding yourself and your craft on a deeper level. At the same time, keep broadening your perspective by seeking inspiration from the world around you. Don't limit yourself to ideas just within your field, because quite often the most transformative insights will come when you step outside of your comfort zone. The beauty of this journey lies in repetition, the continuous cycle of trying, adjusting, and learning. Familiar themes, patterns, and choices will start to emerge and become signature of your work, but only time and effort can get you there. Don't be discouraged though. My own most impactful work on YouTube was my very first video, created more than a year ago when I had no experience at all. Sometimes a fresh perspective does more than years of refinement. You never really know what people will resonate with the most. But do keep in mind that you don't have to figure all of this out by yourself. There will always be someone you can learn from, someone who can really help bring your vision to life. And you can find that person through Skillshare, the official sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives like yourself. Personally, I've just finished a few classes on color grading, storytelling, and cinematography. It went great. I learned so much, and I hope you can notice the effort pay off in today's video. With thousands of classes in countless categories, ranging all the way from the level of beginners to knowledge for the advanced, you'll definitely find something useful, perfectly suited for your exact situation. When you're ready to explore this whole new world of learning and take yourself to another level, you can be one of the 500 people that get a free month trial to join the community and try it out. Click the special link in the description and enjoy. So now it's your turn. I'm not asking you to change the world. I'm only encouraging you to share your vision with it, whatever it may be, because we can't get it elsewhere. Your unique perspective is the missing piece that could inspire something new and shift the future in ways you can't even predict. When you do your own thing, suddenly the work doesn't seem as intimidating anymore. You aren't chasing perfection or competing with anyone because at the end of the day, you're bringing something genuine and uniquely yours to the table. Your insights, no matter how small they may seem, are worth sharing. What seems insignificant to you might be exactly what someone else is waiting for. The value lies in the act of putting it out there. So don't overthink it. Just go out there and make cool stuff. I thank you for it and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for watching.
Good day, everyone.
Am I audible?
It's an honor to present our research titled Bridging the Gap, Assessing Volunteerism Engagement.
So moving on with the conference, can everyone turn on the video, like cameras, so that we can take the photo, a group photo? Am I audible? Kindly turn on your camera so that we can take the group photo. Okay, so we'll be moving on with the presentations. I'll be mentioning the names of the presenters. So for today's first presenter name is Noor Hidayah Binti Zainal, General Studies Department, Sepering Perai, Penang, Malaysia. Topic: Bridging the gap, assessing volunteerism, engagement, and institutional support needs among Malaysian TVET students. So I would like to request her to start the presentation. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Kindly start your presentation.
Yes, audible. Should I go now? All right. Okay. So, good day, everyone. My topic is bridging the gap, assessing volunteerism. It's an honor to present this topic with all of you. I'm Nur Hidayah binti Zainul. So today we will explore how volunteerism can be a pedagogical tool to enhance Tibet education and address systemic challenges. So there are three main questions in this study. The first one, what are the current volunteerism trends among Malaysian Tibet students? The second one, what barriers hinder sustained engagement? Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
All right, thank you. And the third question, how can institutional support bridge the gap between awareness and also action? So these three questions somehow guided our investigation into transforming volunteerism from the act into a structured learning ecosystem. Right, so in this study, we employed a quantitative cross-sectional survey with 189 Tibet students. We basically use stratified random sampling on our Likert scale questionnaire. We did validated through pilot testing. Okay, and for the analysis, we did a descriptive statistic and also ANOVA to identify the correlations. So basically, all this robust design ensured reliable insights into student behaviors and also institutional gaps. Right, moving on to the key findings. First of all, on the participation trends. Based on the findings, 67% of students engage in volunteering, but nearly half participated only 1 to 2 times annually. And the top activities were community service and also environmental projects, with 43.7 involved for less than 6 months. This somehow highlight the paradox whereby high awareness but low sustained engagement. So this is a trend mirrored globally. For example, same thing happened in Germany, where 89% value volunteering, but only 30% participated regularly. The next one is on motivation versus barriers. Basically, many students, they were driven by altruism and also skill development, yet face significant barriers. What are the barriers? The first one, time constraint, because we know their schedule is a bit tight. And then lack of institutional support. So very hard for them, based on the comment, very hard for them to juggle between these two. So this somehow underscores the need for structural reforms to align academic demand with civic engagement. The next one, institutional support gap. Basically, student demanded systemic changes with 83.9. Look for curriculum integrated modules. 76.2% wanted formal certification, and 68.4 requested flexible scheduling. So these findings somehow echo UNESCO's 2021 report, which found only 12% of Southeast Asian Tibet system formally recognized volunteerism. Clearly, institutions must step up to transform volunteerism into a credible skills building component of the education. So what are the solutions? Globally, successful models such as the one by RMIT's credit bearing projects and also micro volunteering. These can offer actionable solutions. For Malaysia, we propose the first one, curriculum integrated volunteer modules with academic credit Second one, industry link projects that dual track skill and also civic growth. And the third one, digital platforms to match student skills with community needs. So these strategies can bridge the gap between intent and also action. So what are the recommendations for policymakers? So we urge them to, the first one, integrate volunteering into accreditation standards to formalize its value. The second, launch awareness campaigns highlighting volunteerism's ROI for employability. And the third one, develop flexible frameworks like micro volunteering to accommodate Tibet schedules. So such reforms can align Malaysia's Tibet goals with global benchmarks for experiential learning. And not forgetting the limitation. For my study, for our study, we had a few limitations, including a single institutional focus and cross-sectional design. So future research could expand to more institution and using longitudinal studies, and also can examine industry perceptions of volunteering credentials. So we welcome collaboration lah. Right. For the conclusion, so volunteerism is not just charity. Many says it's more towards charity, but it's more like pedagogical tools for holistic student development. So by addressing structural barriers and also adopting global best practices, just like RMITs and the one in Germany, we can create a sustainable ecosystem where Tibet students thrive as skilled professionals and engaged citizens. So let's transform awareness into action. Thank you. That's all.
Can we ask the question?
Yeah, sure.
No, what say the host? Okay, just ask my question again.
Okay, sure.
All right. Okay. From the sharing just now, I can see that it's actually more on the integrated project, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. May I know further about the sample?
The sample is basically students, a group of students who have joined any volunteering programs or activities in the institution.
They were chosen based on the random sampling.
Yes, random sampling, but we ensure that they random, meaning we have one groups whereby these students, they join a program before and they are put in this one group. So from there, we shared the link to the
Oh, yeah. Okay, understood. It's more on purpose sampling. It's not because they have shared the same characteristic. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. suppose I'm done.
Am I audible? So are you done, Noor?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So let's move forward with the conference. Thank you for your presentation. Please put your question in the chat box. It will be answered by the speaker. So our next presenter will be Suhaili Abdullah, General Studies Department, Polytechnic Jelly, Kelantan, Malaysia. The topic is exploring students' perspective of engagement on an indoor explorance activity in ESL. So now let's see what she has to say.
Student perspective of engagement in indoor explorers activity in SM classroom. My name is Dr. Suhaili binti Haji Abdullah. Basically, this study emerged from interest in how to enhance engagement to interact on technological learning environments, especially in the context of teaching English to the proficiency students in Tibet classroom. So this actually triggered my interest in design and indoor space, which is a gamified based classroom activity integrated with Prezi as a digital chat platform to motivate the student to get involved in the writing. So this particular study, I will share with you in the next few slides about the research background, methodologies, findings, and implication for the ESL classroom, maybe in the polytechnic setting. Firstly, we start with introduction. Main point is the shift, and second point is the focus. Okay, the COVID-19 pandemic, educational paradigms, especially in language instruction, had to adapt rapidly. The physical classroom has been replaced by or supplemented by digital environments. Engagement of the student become challenge. Yeah? So they have to embrace digital tools to maintain learner engagement. In this study, we explore how gamification in terms of turning the language learning into interactive, immersive activity that foster intrinsic motivation. So this study we explore how explore hand game can be introduced in the language classroom activity to promote the active and fun learning. Prezi was chosen as the delivery platform for its dynamic and non-linear presentation capabilities, promoting both visual and engagement, particularly because of the zooming in, zooming out. And then the focus is that to get the student feedback by recording expected work by Wiggins or 2017 in order to determine this kind of activity impact on student engagement and interest, particularly writing activity as a follow-up for this particular ESL classroom. The background for this study lies in the evolving expectation based on English language teaching professionals. In the digital era, instructors are encouraged not only to integrate technology, but also to reflect on their pedagogical choices. According to Farrell 2018, emphasize the necessities of digital fluency for educators, being relevant and innovative. Actually, one element dominant to stay relevant teaching services. Despite this, Malaysian Polytechnic context still shows disconnect digital pedagogy and gamified language instruction. Existing methods of interactivity and engagement that modern learners expect. Roslan and Yamat 2020 highlight the pressing need to close this gap, especially within technical and vocational education. First, this study will apply the aspect framework originally validated in STEM to the ESL classroom via a digital explorers using fluency. This model merged exploratory game mechanics with embedded language tasks, offering a fresh research-based perspective on enhancing ESL engagement. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, there are two research objectives. This one is the which main construct that influence the students. And second, whether activity is positively perceived by the student. For the research method and analysis, we employ the classroom research. Classroom research, which using adopt quantitative research approach that take the survey by Wiggins et al. 2017, which the set survey includes 16 items and 6 legal skills. Okay, and starting from 6 strongly, number 1 strongly is in between, which is rarely used. Skill is 4 somewhat agree, 3 is somewhat. Next one, the data analysis the statistic just to generate the mean score and the standard deviation. The score collected is meant for the 3 constructs, then the listener effort and instructor contribution. Okay, the participant is selected based on purposive sampling because they share the same character, whereby they are semester students learning PUE 5002 being taught by the same lecturer. Overall, they are from 2 different classes. They are from 2 different courses, which is Agro Technology and Agro course. It involves 48 students altogether. So as the result, there are 4 points for this. Provide quantitative snapshot, the students' engagement, the value of activity construct received the highest rating reflecting student perception that explore hunt was not only enjoyable but also pedagogically meaningful. Second, personal effort score suggests a notable willingness among students to invest time and cognitive resources into the activity, while the consistently high score for instruction contribution highlights that the facilitative role of the teacher in guiding and motivating the learners is vital for language classroom activity. Together, this outcome reinforce the efficacy of any SL and digital tools like Prezi in cultivating and engaging and supportive learning. For these findings reinforce that the pedagogical value of gamified activities such as explore hunt and integrated forms such as Prezi actually provide the students, produce the students high valuation quickly. Over signals that learning experiences grounded in interactive design and digital innovation. So both of these combination are both impactful and desirable by the next the personal efforts notion that motivation and engagement are driven by the relevance and challenge of the task. The strong score for instructor involvement indicate importance of scaffoldings and real-time feedback in maximizing learning gains. Basically, this study also demonstrates that aspect framework is reliable tool for evaluating engagement in ESL environment, paving the way for its application in future digital pedagogy studies. As a conclusion and recommendations, strong engagement. Gamification through Prezi-driven explore hunt successfully shows that it can enhance students' motivation and also promote active participation. Second, this kind of lesson plan can be used as digital tools. These digital tools can be catalysts to make sure that the learning become more lively and also promote engagement from the students. This engagement. The third one, last but not least, pedagogical application by integrating the strategies recommended can actually promote good practice, especially among the polytechnic students who are considered as low proficient students. For the future direction in gamified ESL learning, it can be that suggested by these three suggestions. First, scaling the model, extend the gamified learning intervention to diverse ESL population beyond the wider scope or wider population, and adapt this kind of research method. Second, platform comparison. Research comparative effectiveness of alternative platform, not only on Prezi, but can also be used on others for gamified ESL engagement. This this where can be the mean long-term impact, which proficiency, motivation, and action through repeated. So from me, thank you very much. So basically, this presentation is to share the outline of the promising integration of gamified learning in the ESL classroom using Transit. The application of using expert framework, different contexts. So it is actually advanced to carry out other research and innovation, which are essential to refine this concept for broader impact. It is I appreciate your engagement and looking forward for the of educational technology of language learning context. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation. Please put your question in the chat box. It will be answered by the speaker.
Setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come.
So our next presenter will be Salmiza Abdul Rahim, General Studies Department. Topic: students' self-perceived competence on mock job interview. So let's see what is to share with us.
Can you see my screen? Or am I sharing? Am I sharing my screen? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Can you hear the audio? Is it audible?
Yes, it's clear.
Thank you. Come again, Lam? Wait. Come again. Wait. I have to share sound. Stop sharing. Okay. Yeah.
So, Salmiza, are you done with the presentation? Am I audible?
I am sharing my video.
Okay. Okay.
Or you want to, or you actually want to share my video? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you going to share my video? So I
Yeah,
stop
I will be
sharing.
sharing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stop sharing.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Student is to practice professional interaction and receive constructive feedback. So in other words, by recording the situation, so students are able to practice their communication skills, interpersonal skills, as well as they can apply the language in So what is self-perceived competence? So as defined by Norway in 2018, it says that the self-perceived competence is the individual's belief in the ability to successfully perform specific tasks. And so individuals with a strong sense of self-belief are more likely to persevere through challenges and more likely to achieve success. So this is actually related to self-perceived theory that is quite by So why do we need to say self-perceived? Assessing students' self-perceived during mock videos actually offers insights into the true readiness and highlights areas of improvement. Right, so now let's look at the problem statement. Okay, citing from a report found in the Ministry of Economy portal in 2003, overgraduate the situation was concerning for youth with unemployment rate was 17.6% in the same year. So this is actually what most people are going to see. Right, so The key factors identified to graduates unemployment are lack of effective communication skills and communication proficiency. And in fact, these factors have been highlighted in a number of studies as here. And according to Christian Bell 2024, these skills are not only critical for succeeding in job interviews, but is also needed for long-term workplace success. Okay, now let's move on to methodology. Right, so the participants of this study have to 6 students during the diploma in mechanical engineering. They were in the 5th semester and would be going the internship following semester. Study encourage now the set of study questionnaire students to evaluate themselves on the readiness and development of completing work job activities. So the questionnaire survey was conducted in September 2022. And the questionnaire contains 20 items, which are measured in 5-point related scale of agreement, ranging from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree. So the proper readiness and performance are measured in 0.707 and 0.807 respectively. And the analysis was performed using SPX software where mean scores and standard deviations calculated to evaluate students' perceptions of voice Right, so let's move on to the key findings. So this is for the domain for the readiness student. So the readiness section measures students' perception on their preparedness in terms of non-verbal element, communication, and professional presentation. So overall, there is strong readiness for students. So here I highlight 3 items with the highest mean score in this area, which are 9 out of 4 in R. Right. So the first one is I dress appropriately for the job interview with mean score 4.53. So for this item, it indicates that students will be getting professional standards and feelings. Most probably, they did follow the required dress code during the meeting. So next one, I smile to create a positive mood in the room. So this is an indication that students have high agreement on the use of positive non-verbal communication strategies. Most probably to establish interaction. And the last one is 5. Study position themselves as confidence and potential subjects are motivated. So this probably related to knowledge and information between the job interview. So their practices and preparation are deep before the actual interview could probably contribute to this. Right, so let's move on to the next one, key findings in the performance review. So 3 items highlighted here, which are P8, P9, and P4. Right, so P8, I am not stressed with the question asked. This is statement indicating a generally confident and composed attitude during the interview process. P9 is I give acceptable answers during the interview, so I am confident in doing that. So for these 2 items, P9 and P4, students appear to develop a positive perception of performance. They felt that they applied acceptable responses, and this further reinforced their sense of confidence. So I suggest examples and expressions of the policy potentially
lead to an improved perception of your own. Right, the next findings is that the areas of concern. This section highlights the areas of concerns that is items with the lowest mean score. Okay, the two items with the lowest mean score is 10%. So P1 and P7 recorded the lowest mean score across the whole unit, which indicated that students have weak agreement in these two segments. P1 is the meaning of which my sentence is clear, and P7 I pay attention to grammar when I speak with article. Right, so most probably students perceive themselves as a perfect grammar and have difficulties in articulating ideas and giving clear explanation. So this probably due to factors like having limited vocabulary and not having classic grammar rules, and which actually affect the ability to combine phrases and sentences together. And so this consequently affect the meaningful expressions that they produced. And the last slide is the conclusion. Okay, so overall the students showed promising non-verbal etiquette, readiness in a job interview. They felt prepared and confident but lacked strong language proficiency. So although they expressed some uncertainty within the accuracy and clarity of the sentences, perceived the overall responses as acceptable. And then linguistic competence remains critical area for improvement. And this is actually consistent with prior studies highlighting English proficiency as a critical for language. And finally, more interview for writing, but must be supplemented with the first language training. So that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation. So now moving on with the next presentation. Cockville Lamb, General Studies Department, Sultan Azlan Shah, Polytechnic, Perak, Malaysia. Topic: using ChatGPT in English language learning, how Malaysian Polytechnic students view it. So now let's see what. I'll be sharing the screen with you guys.
Artificial intelligence is not having become a major player in using and use a language model developed by OpenAI is increasingly being used by learning worldwide. However, in fact, so I'm studying that to look how to design that we learn what we think about it. Number one, what has to happen students learning, and number two, how do students perceive about using activity. The study was on treatment of emphasizing the quality and certification of the particularly just beyond the current level. And when we talk about activity, young and for example, this has a sub. Now we have the design activities that cross section of the brain and the question that we have to now all together the restaurant the brain. We will look at the written on one together and what the word and rather than now people 4.1 revealed 38.9% of students using ChatGPT sometimes for English learning, while 33.3% reported using it often and 17.9% very. Only one student reported that. This suggests that ChatGPT has gained a reasonable level of adoption, although not yet fully integrated on daily learning tools or formal instructions. The most common uses were for writing assistance, 59.7%, grammar correction, 53%, and vocabulary review, 43.1%. These results indicate that students perceive the chatbot as a reliable written communication, reinforcing previous claims about utility and improving the accuracy and clarity by being content. Table 4.0 provides further insight into specific usage patterns, a large measurement. The group or strongly agreed that the use of time class to feed their learning, and 75% reported that how increased their interest and motivation. Similarly, 81.9% said they used it to increase reading and answer, and 77.2% enhanced listening. Interestingly, 62.5% of students reported using ChatGPT during class, suggesting a growing openness in integrating the tool into formal instruction. Now let's look at the responses on the perception. Students have highly positive perception. Here, 57.5% the 87.5% agree that the learning enhanced language by however, 70 for physics, when this statement of interest is one half from the language learning only 5.5% is low of the
Thank you very much. Please put your question in the chat box. It will be answered by the speaker. So now our next presenter is Charles N. Ohanulu, Department of Management Sciences, Turiba University, Riga, Latvia. Topic: Education Technology, Innovation, Enhancing the Academic Performance of Undergraduate Distance Learner in Nigeria, Universities through Massive Open Online Courses. So now let's see what he has to share with us.
Good morning, all. Are you please hearing me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you.
yes,
Okay.
loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Charles, and I'm here this morning from my end to talk on the topic on this 25th International Conference on Education and Learning Technology in Malaysia, today being the 6th of May 2025. So my topic is education technology innovation, enhancing the academic performance of undergraduate distance learners in Nigerian universities through massive open online courses. As I said before, I am Charles from Turiba University in Riga, Latvia. So the content of my work today is we're going to have a little overview about what MOOC means. Then we're going to look into the theoretical background, the objectives of the study, and then methodology. We look at the result and possible conclusions and then possible findings. So massive open online courses are said to bring about new innovations in higher education as it is a well-known phenomenon that computers can support teaching and learning process for students. In this 21st century, computer and education technology is playing a good role in bridging the gap between students who are working in order to cover up. So technology-assisted instructions have been linked to important outcomes by numerous researchers, according to Bonnet in 1994 and Fitzgerald and Warner in 1996. So the MOOC platform actually is a learning platform on which distance learners can use to improve academic performance. It includes like Coursera, like Udemy, like Udacity, Stanford Online, FusionLearn, EDX, Khan Academy, Allison, EDC. So the statement of the problem, actually the background of this study is in Nigeria. So the problems are here that students want to work in order to cover their expenses. As the situation is today, a lot of parents cannot afford to tuition or to pay the tuition of their wards. Therefore, most students want to work in order to cover up or to save money for their future studies. However, the unfortunate situation is most of them are unable to return to school after saving this money because they may, plus or minus, run into family responsibilities. Based on this, they are unable to return to school. Therefore, the MOOC is here to fill the gap. That's the underground problem. That's MOOC is now here to fill the gap. So we want to utilize the chance that MOOC is providing to fill the gap. If you look at this chart from the National Universities Commission, the National Universities Commission is the regulatory body of university activities in Nigeria. So as of 2019, the first 21 universities, you can see that the National Open University of Nigeria has about 464 students. So National Open University of Nigeria is actually there to bridge the gap because most of them, 90% of the students are also working. This is different from the traditional university setting. So the theoretical background is learning is not just the transmission of information from instructor to students and does not occur in a single setting. Rather, learning is shaped and transmitted by interpersonal interactions, particularly in a web environment, COP 2011. Furthermore, each student plans and directs their own education in MOOC. So in MOOC, most of them you study at your pace. Maybe after the work for the day, you go back home and then do 1 or 2 hours just to cover up the gap, to meet up with the students who are doing face-to-face. So the conceptual framework here, we're looking at Google, we're looking at social media, we're looking at online network. So the theory here, actually we are looking at connective theory. The theory acknowledges that a significant portion of learning occurs through technology and that we can choose how we can learn because of our ongoing connectivities. Now, what are the research objectives? We have 3, but because of time, I can only say 2 here. One is to improve knowledge delivery to undergraduate students on distance learning programs using MOOC as a learning tool. The second one is transforming MOOCs to serve as an interconnectivity between university and students who took to employment. So the research question, we have 2 also. Number 1 is, how do MOOC influence academic performance of distance learners at Nigerian universities? The second research question is, how can MOOC be used to bridge the gap between on-site and distance learning among undergraduate students at Nigerian universities? So methodology. First of all, the participants were drawn from distance undergraduate learners in Nigerian universities, and the administration was face-to-face due to some logistic problems. The administration was face-to-face, and the sample size is 278. These participants were drawn from 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, for instance, we are distributed among 6 political zones. So I drew the participants from all the zones. So it was evenly represented, although we used a simple sample method. So the questionnaire, which was used as the collection tool, has 11 items on each of the variables. We have 2 variables. One is the student academic performance, and the other one is mock itself. So we have 11 items making up the question. So, and then the demography will have 5 demographics. The next slide will show you a little about the demography. So we have age range between 18 and 50, but most of them are between 27 and 34. So 33% of the participants are between ages 27 and 34. And then 64% of the participants are married, showing that they are all into families. So it will be difficult for them to run families as well as run academics, on full-time basis or face-to-face basis. Therefore, mock is there to bridge the gap. So as I said earlier, the location is 6 geopolitical zones. And then employment status is that 193 participants out of 278 are fully employed, representing 17%. So the results, we drew a passing correlation between students' academic performance and massive open online courses. The result here shows that there is a correlation, 0.1% of the participant of the results shows that the p-value is less than 0.1, which shows that there is a positive and statistically significant relationship between the 2 variables under review. This implies that an efficient and well-implemented massive open online courses can positively influence the academic performance of undergraduate learners in Nigerian universities. So, conclusions. 1, the study concludes that accessible to everyone, mock is accessible to everyone and to an infinite number of participants. Therefore, no matter where you are, no matter where you base, provided you have internet, provided you have a laptop or an Android phone or iPhone, you are able to connect. The second one is that mock can be used to improve academic performance of these students. And the study further recommends that government should encourage and support a deeper integration of new technologies and the pedagogical approaches. Thank you. So, if you have any questions, I'm
Thank you,
here to
Charles,
answer.
for the
Yes.
presentation. So, thank you, everyone. With great pleasure and enthusiasm, I'd like to conclude the conference, and it was a great success. Am I audible? Really sorry, here's the bad weather. Because of bad weather condition, we can't do it properly. Sorry for the inconvenience. So I was saying that many people have contributed in different ways to turn this event into a smoothly running conference with very interesting presentation. This conference has resulted in good discussions and networking. I owe my gratitude to all the presenters and patient listeners, to the coordinators and the whole staff of Eurasia Research for their constant support. I would also like to thank all the universities and institutes who have sponsored our participants and people who have directly or indirectly contributed in the smooth conduct of this conference. So thank you everyone. And lastly, I would like to know from you all that how was the conference and your feedback for our end. Anyone would like to share their feedback with us?
Okay, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, this is my first time, I think, to join this kind of platform. Okay. Okay, and then it's actually quite what we call that at the beginning is quite what we call that a bit worried because I thought this will be it's not going to be held today. Okay, that's all. But
Yeah.
basically, I think the input from the all presenters is actually more to lean towards I think the changes after COVID-19. Okay, even as the first presenter, even though she integrated CSR into the student development, but I think it is also a shift in mind that learning is not only in the classroom. So that's all from my thought. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. And anyone would like to share their feedback? Noor, do you want to share? Okay, so that's
By
all
the
for
way,
today's conference.
sorry. By the way, can you share the link from the keynote speaker? Because during that time, we have difficulties in the audio, right? So I think the input
Yeah.
from the what we call that the keynote speaker, we couldn't capture much. Okay, so if you can share it to us via email, could be, all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
surely we will be sharing the details and the videos of the keynote speakers so that you can watch it again. And yeah, so thank you very much. And I hope that the conference has been done properly and smoothly. So thank you very much. And now we can, thank you.